Tracking aftershocks in Russia after a massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit the far eastern coast. It triggered tsunami warnings and advisories throughout Asia, Hawaii, Alaska, and up and down the west coast, including right here in western Washington. This is video from Russia, and you can see that water from the Bering Sea and Pacific Ocean engulf part of Russia's coast. And watch this. Just look at the intensity of that shaking and just how long it lasts. This is new video from Russia of the moment a string of earthquakes started. The USGS saying that 8.8 quake was one of the top 10 largest ever since 1900.
Let's take a live look right now at Honolulu from EarthCam there. You can see pretty calm, pretty quiet, but one of two major airports on the Big Island, Hilo International Airport, temporarily closed to allow people to use its runways to help evacuate. Now, in the last 3 hours, officials in Hawaii downgrading the tsunami warning to an advisory. But this morning, we are keeping track of all of it, including monitoring flights from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport to Hawaii, as well as other areas impacted by these warnings and advisories.
Both Alaska and Hawaiian Airlines paused flights west, even brought several flights back to the mainland. We have seen some delays and cancellations. KIRO 7's Brooke Griffin is live at SEA. Brooke, it's impacting people there.
Yeah, it is. We've seen a lot of those Alaska flights, especially on pause this morning. They don't have one going out until closer to 10:30 over to Hawaii this morning, but we wanted to check out Hawaiian Airlines instead. All of these people lining up here are checking bags to head out on their 8 a.m. flight to Hawaii. So they say they're excited. They're not worried about any sort of advisory or warning or impacts from that earthquake. They say they're very excited. Everybody very excited here, as you can see this morning, but this was delaying a lot of people last night. Let me tell you where this all started. It was when Alaska Airlines announced that they are temporarily holding or diverting flights for the Hawaiian Islands and parts of the Alaska coast because of that tsunami warning. Now it is an advisory. As a precaution, some flights that were already en route to Hawaii were directed back to the mainland or diverted to other locations. Local tsunami experts say the airlines were right to take extreme precautions. That way, people are not in potential danger at their destination.
The height of the wave, this is very powerful water, right? So a 1 foot wave can slam trucks and cars up against buildings.
And Alaska Airlines released a statement last night about their decision, saying, quote, "We're monitoring a tsunami warning for the Hawaiian Islands and portions of the state of Alaska and assessing our flight operations. Guests with travel to, from, or within the Hawaiian Islands should check the status of their flight before heading to the airport." Now, the passengers that I just spoke with a few minutes ago say that they're heading over to Hawaii. They didn't have any sort of delays, cancellations. They say that 8 a.m. flight is the one they are originally supposed to be on, and it looks like it will be going off to the islands without a hitch. Live at SEA, Brooke Griffin, KIRO 7 News.
Some good news there, Brooke. Thanks as always, and we'll check in with you in just a bit. But it's not just at the airport. As overnight, some people going to their local marinas as well to make sure any impacts from this tsunami advisory wouldn't damage their boats.
Joining us now to talk about the response from Clallam County is Lorraine Shore, the Emergency Management Program Coordinator. Thank you for joining us this morning, Lorraine.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Good, good. If you could walk us through some of the precautions that Clallam County was taking as you have been monitoring the situation really from the get-go yesterday and then throughout the night into the morning.
Oh, sure. So we had expected, thankfully, a waves of no more than 1 foot along our coastline, and that allowed us to advise our citizens that if they were living on boats, we did have an advisory to actually vacate their boats and spend the night somewhere else. We also were able to get information out to our the people participating in the canoe journeys, and they were able to be notified, to get on shore, to make sure that they put their canoes up a bit further than they normally would. We did not have any evacuations other than telling people that were living on board the boats to get off. We did send deputies out on the west end to go check out the beaches personally and wait and see if they observed any activity, and I had Sergeant Hoban out at La Push along with Chief Fosters and Paul. They did not observe any activity up until 1 a.m. So we are very, very fortunate that we escaped any sort of serious repercussions from that earthquake.
Lorraine, what do things look like this morning as maybe people assess the damage or come out to see if there was any at all. And also, as people take precautions, maybe going out onto the water today, what are we looking at in terms of, it going down from a warning to an advisory and the latest this morning?
We did not actually go up to a warning, thankfully. The highest level we achieved was an advisory, and we did actually put out a messaging board at Edith Cook advising people not to go into the water due to the strong currents this morning. We were advised that for 12 to 24 hours there would be some strong currents. So for people going out on the water, I know that the junior canoes, the juniors that were actually paddling in the canoe journeys, were going to be transported by vehicle to the next stop and not allowed to go into the canoe and paddle. So they did take that precaution. But other than that, other than the strong currents, there's really no assessment of damage that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Not a big issue with damage. Just keeping an eye out for those strong currents. We did see some wave heights of over 1.3 feet there in La Push. Thank you for joining us, Lorraine Shore, Clallam County Emergency Management, giving us an overview of your actions and basically warning people so that they can make sure that everything's safe.
Yeah, and good to hear everything is all clear this morning for the most part. But as we continue to track this, take a look at your screen now. This is a map of the 10 strongest quakes ever recorded. Number 1, a 9.5 magnitude quake right off the coast of Chile. But we're going to need a new map because yesterday's earthquake now tied at number 6.
In the event of an earthquake a little closer to home, the state has started building tsunami evacuation towers in the peninsula, along the peninsula. The first one officially opened in 2022. Here's a look at some of those tower locations. Westport and another one on the northern shore of Willapa Bay are open. Ocean Shores, Long Beach, and another site in Westport are in the works. But reporting by the Chinook Observer shows at least the Long Beach project is impacted by cuts to FEMA funding.
And of course, we're staying on top of the tsunami impacts across western Washington. We've got updates on air and online, and you can see our coverage up to this point right now on our website, KIRO7.com.